All right, all right. Your boy has a microphone here, so audio should be a lot better. I'm gonna have to check it to make sure, of course. Let's see what it sounds like on the stream. Let's make sure we're good. All right, all right. Your boy has a microphone here, so audio should be a lot better. I'm gonna have to check it to make sure. Audio is really good. Let's see what it sounds like. That 32-bit float is doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, yeah. Audio is really good. Yeah, yeah. Audio is really good. 32-bit float is doing what it. All right, man. Audio is really good for everybody except for my TikTok fam. Audio is good for them too. It's just that they can't really hear the good quality as y'all will be able to hear out there in Twitter and YouTube world. So what's up? Your boy's here tonight. I'm gonna try not to be on forever. But I wanted to go over things. Really, I just wanted to test out the microphone, but I have done some looking up more information on the Moai tribe. Yeah, I'm still on them for a little bit longer. I just had a little bit more information to look at, and it's pretty absurd what I found. Pretty absurd what I found. So I'm gonna definitely get into it. I'm glad everybody's coming in. I may wait a moment as it is a slow go. There's a lot of people um, who are live tonight. So I may not get a lot of people in tonight, but who cares? I'm still here. I'm still going to go over things because that's what your boy does. Now, we'll talk about some things before I get directly on the topic in order to allow people to come up in here. Let me just pull up. I can't see. Let me just pull up my iPad here. USB video. Yeah. Pull up the good old iPeasy. All right. Let me adjust this for my Twitter fam so they can see. All right. It's um one of my favorite orientations of the screen on this. This one is actually pretty good too. I would have to make the other side bigger actually. Actually, I do like this. Let me hmm but my logo is over here. Hopefully, oh, you know what I can do? I can do this. Swap it like that. Put myself over here like this. And then I can swap this over like that. Bow. All right. All right. We're getting this figured out. Getting this professional setup figured out fully. That way y'all can see more of my iPad because that makes more sense. Because typically I'm on the other side and it's kind of cutting off my iPad screen, and I can't show you everything that I want to show you without holding something to the left or right or something weird. But yeah, we're gonna be reading certain sections from the Mowa tribe, the Mowa people. I don't even like calling them a tribe. The Mowa people's application for federal acknowledgement because they didn't get it. Okay, and there's a good reason they didn't get it because you're not Indian. Quit playing with us. Okay, that's basically what the BIA told you. Quit playing with us. But one thing that I find that's really peculiar is, and I haven't got to their list of approved people. I need to keep looking, but they're trying to claim a lot of people who are Indians as ancestors who were listed as different things like Bird was a Mexican Indian. Hmm, a Mexican Indian. That was one. A lot of them were people of color that they were trying to. We'll get back to that. That they were trying to claim as their folks in their ancestral line. Like this one, well-known free Creole of color. Both members were well-known free people, free Creoles of color. Why is this tribe trying to claim black, so-called black people of color, copper-colored folks in their application? Right? Indian, let's see. There's several of them actually. Free person. I'm trying to remember which ones all. Oh yeah, this is funny. We'll get back to this. It's several of them over here, and but we'll go to the actual document full itself because some of them right here, like there's another one. The Jim Weaver. This is another person they try to claim within their actual application as a real Indian, but notice this person is listed as a free person of color, which is fine. But what we're starting to find is some of these free persons of color may come from other places. What do you mean? Some of these people who are free persons of color, I think one of them they talked about was from somewhere else, an immigrant, but they tried to claim him as an Indian. You got to ask questions. Why were you trying to claim a black person whose ancestry comes from either France or Spain or wherever it said? Why would you try to claim them as an Indian here in the United States as an ancestor? Sounds to me like you know that the Indians are copper colored and you were going for any copper colored person you could find. Oh, fuck it. He's copper colored. Put him in here. He's got to be an Indian, right? Aren't they all? That's basically what he's saying there, right? But unbeknownst to them, not all of us are. Not all of us are. Some of us, some of y'all, not us. I'm not y'all. Some of y'all are not Indians. You're not from here. Just because you're melanated doesn't mean you automatically come from the soil. But I can see white people thinking that about it. And I can see them using you in order to see if they can get membership or federally recognized, that is. What's up, TikTok folks coming in? What's happening with it? Let me see who all done crept up in here. Brass Profit, what's happening? Let's see who else I know up in here. Sister Soul, what's happening? And everybody else, what's happening? I may not know you directly. Couldn't say it. Thanks for the gifts. So these are some of the people that these people are claiming. Let me get that a little bit closer for y'all. Like this James Weaver. Let me read it here. Now that we got some people going, we're gonna actually get started. I'll read this and then we'll go back and get started completely. But it says Mr. James Weaver, David Weaver's brother, was born between 1800 to 1810 in Georgia. He was possibly the FPC, free person of color, male on 1830 census with Lenny Weaver in Monroe County, Alabama. Census record consistently describe him as a free person of color or a mulatto. The surname of his wife, Marguerite, is given by the petitioner as Parnell. I know some Parnells. She was born in 1810 and 1816 in Alabama, pretty early. according to the census records. The petition states that Peggy or Marguerite was described as a light complexion, blue eyed mulatto. They're trying to claim a mulatto and a black person and a man. So think about this: James Weaver, the free person of color; Marguerite, they're trying to claim who is the light complexion, blue eyed mulatto. But these people today don't look like. First of all, you got to think about it. Those are two people who they're trying to claim as being in, some of their core Indians that they're related to. Okay. And one of these couples is a black person, so called, and a damn mulatto. So, what are we trying to say? The Indian came from the half mulatto from some Siberian, or what are they trying to say? No, they're not, because let's keep going. It says the Peggy Marguerite was described as a light skinned complexion, blue eyed mulatto slave girl at 14. So, not only that, they're claiming slaves, so called slaves, right? When she was emancipated by James Johnson on Mobile County on December 25th, 1824. All right. It says at 18, and in 1828, Peggy was released on bond, and in 1831, the name Weaver was inserted on bond with no source citation. I'm kind of curious about that. The petition states that Eddie Weaver, Jim, and Dave's other sister remained in Claiborne County and worked as a housekeeper for Joel Rivers. So notice the people they're trying to tie themselves to even worked as a housekeeper, a so-called free person of color, slave, or a mulatto. Okay. Virginian ancestry, documented the author, or whatever. Okay. So let's get started at the top here. So my goal today, other than testing out this new microphone, not new, I mean I had just brought it over from my studio. Using a new microphone, I should say. Um, make sure I didn't miss anything. What's up, Mingo? Yeah, so is to talk, well, pretty much was to talk about the Mowa tribe. I was looking at some other stuff too. Bureau of Trust Funds Administration. Who knew that? We manage the financial assets of American Indians held in trust by the Department of Interior. We disburse more than $1 billion annually and have more than $9 billion under active day to day management and investment on behalf of tribes and individuals. Yes, yes. In accordance with this, it says the Bureau of Indian Trust Funds Administration assumed the fiduciary functions previously managed by the Office of Special Trustee in American Indians. Did you know that? Did you know that there was a fund like that? You know, going out to Indians. Oh, you could search to see if you have any money. Let's read what I thought was kind of interesting on this page. Tens of thousands of beneficiaries haven't claimed their individual Indian money. I'm one of those people. Uh, let me get that money held in trust, but account or no longer have a mailing address on file with us. Some of these accounts have more than $100,000 in them. Use this form below to search unclaimed accounts by name, tribe, or both. I put my name in there. I didn't come up, obviously, right? I don't have any unclaimed money, but I also haven't been part of their tribes directly, right? Under my name. So, but that's just random. I just thought that was kind of interesting. I found that kind of looking at other stuff. But let's look at some details on the Moa Indians paperwork here. because again, these people did not get the recognition from the government that they are of the tribe, or are of real Indians. Now, these people look like this guy right here, right? That guy right there. That's a funny outtake of him. That's a funny screenshot of him. But this guy right here, that guy right here, that not him. They look like this guy right here, Mr. Bird. We're gonna bring birds up here momentarily. People like this, right? And the reason why I'm showing these faces is because in their petition to be acknowledged as a tribe, they do not show, they're claiming a lot of black people, which is what I told you, so-called black. They do show some little copper colored kids on their website. Isn't they cute? They got them out there, the little niglet Indians. Yeah, yeah. Put them on the front website. Put the little niglets on the front. Yeah, that's what they want. In order to make it look like we do give a damn about them. You know, I understand we use their ancestry to try to, get citizenship, but we actually care about them. That's why we put them on the front page of the website. Okay, but these people look like this, right? And they look like this, right? That's scary. Um, but when you go through their petition, a lot of the people they have on this petition are listed as persons of color. Huh. Let's see, like this Daniel Reed here. Now I can't remember exactly, but let's see. Daniel Reed, the Moa petition states that according to oral history, Elizabeth Reed was the Creek mother of Daniel Reed, but does not footnote the source of the oral history. The Moa petition alleges also, on the basis of oral tradition, that a George W. Reed, supposedly the son of Harry Reid and a Creek woman whose maiden name was Elizabeth Tarvin, was the brother of Daniel Reed, as were Amos Reed and Squire Reed, but provides no documentation for these assertions, and bar researchers located none. Neither does the petition document that the Millie or Mihi Reed listed on the technical report as a Moab band of Indians. It says, female lines resulting in loss of their Jewish surname, blah, 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 blah. However, bar research disproved most of the Indian ancestry claimed for these female lines, if notice to put in quotation female lines, and could not confirm the remainder except for those which came through the Brashears family. See the families with documented American lineage section. And I plan to look at that section. It's far down, so I didn't get to it yet. And it says the present section presents a study of the core MBC families, the major ancestral families claimed by the petitioner, attempting to weigh the documentation pertaining to their ancestry and the circumstances of their original residence in Alabama. So again, they're just basically reiterating that, hey, these are the core families that these people are trying to say are the Indians. Now, these people we're about to tell you are not. We also do have a list of their people that are Indians that we can find, and it's only 1%. But I'll have to get to that. I haven't got to that yet. But okay, I was like, okay, let's keep going, right? Now here's one here. It says, yeah, y'all can see it there. According to the petition, yeah, y'all can see it there. If I can read it, y'all can read it. I'm talking about my TikTok folks. Twitter and YouTube is a whole nother. Y'all damn sure can read and see it. So it says, according to, I'm reading this part right here. According to the petition, one ancestral couple is defined as Daniel Reed, half Creek, and his wife Rose, whose birth date was given as 1797, the daughter of a white interpreter, Young Gaines, and Yawani Choctaw woman, I think is what they're about to say. Woman, yeah, named Kulilak or whatever. Okay, so I think they done made up this name because this woman doesn't is obviously she's not approved because we're in the not approved list, right? So is Kachi Loki her real name, or did they make that shit up? Right, but let's keep going. According to the petitioner, oral tradition maintained that Rose's Choctaw mother moved to Rapides, Louisiana, but the Rose claimed in the care of a slave woman of Young Gaines, from whom Daniel Reed had purchased her. Slave woman? Are we talking about a woman of color? Okay, let's keep going. The petition does not address the question of why, if Rose were the daughter of a free Choctaw woman, she would have been held as a slave and later emancipated. Looks like the BIA didn't know that Indians were slaves too, or they did, and they just know that this person wasn't, you know? And it's confusing to them, like, why would the daughter of a free child? No, let me take that back. I take that back because they said free right there. They said, why would the daughter of a free Choctaw woman be a slave? What color was that slave? What color was the daughter of the free Choctaw woman? And if the free Choctaw woman was a free Choctaw woman married to a white man, what color was the Indian if her daughter was a slave? That's a good question. What's up, Meta? Look down there, see y'all. Who else I miss up in here? Halito Rico Mills. Listening to unintelligent people is my favorite thing about TikTok. If you're talking about me, let me know. Let me know if you're talking about me being unintelligent, Mr. Original CL Chief. I'm curious about your comment there. Flacco, what's happening? Or crew out, I should say, right? Oh, crew out up in there. No, I'm sorry, no, Flacco, you're not crew out. Or are you crew out? Y'all be confusing me with these change ups. I ain't mad at you though. Change it up. Miko Chief Poman said, appreciate your research. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, let me see if this nigga responded. No, he didn't. Let me see if he's even still in here real quick. Who was that? What was his name? That fucking weirdo? Where'd he go? Let me see. Nah, he left. What's up on code? Good to see you. Nah, he left. Let me block him anyway. He gonna come in here talk shit and leave. Let me block his ass. I'm quick to block. I like to block. Just get him out. Said I'm on. I'm both. Okay, that's what's up, crew. Right? All right. All right. All right. So again, these people are claiming black people, so called, in their tribes for their core families. And didn't I say this? Before I even got to anybody's petition to see who they were using as core families, I said it. I said, I bet money these people are trying to create bands of tribes in order to recruit people who have real ancestry Okay. Today tribe to get approved for real federal recognition for ulterior reasons like gambling and other reasons they want sovereign land access and government help. Okay. And here we go. This is another person. This is the second person they've tried to claim so far that I've read through. And there's many, almost all of them they try to claim was pretty much listed as some kind of person of color. But let's keep going. Says the day must have been prior to the emancipation. Perry County, Mississippi. Daniel Reed did not purchase the freedom of his son, George Young Gaines, for $525. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see here. No documentation. Just a bunch of every single. A lot of these are just assertions or and debunking their whole claims. They say, hey, in 1829, in Creek Indian Rose had any genealogical relationship to Daniel Reed. They're still talking about that, but it says only that the names of his children were similar to the names of that of Daniel and Rose Reed gave their children. Elsewhere, the petitioner suggests that Daniel Reed was possibly a descendant of Peter Reed, a non-Indian who was an interpreter for the British in 1763, but again provides no documentation for the hypothesis presented, nor does it indicate the existence of any final. So I want you to realize running theme is these people they don't got no, they do not have any documentation. Okay, that's the running thing here. And the main thing to take away from that, what's up, Dominique? Thank you. What's up, Yolanda? Appreciate you coming in. Say all they do is lie. Exactly. And they trying to claim our people in their core families for ancestry for their federal recognition. And so you got this person that says Growing Reed as an overseer, Daniel Reed, blah, 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 oldest known child, have been considered, oh, blah, 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 which, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's go to another one. Now I circled this, so I know it was important. Let's start right above it. It says non-family tradition pointed to a possible Caribbean or Hispanic origin for Daniel Reed. Ain't that funny? So think about that. They're trying to claim a person that they believe is an Indian, but they're from over there. But not to say that coming from over there doesn't allow you to be. Appreciate that, Diamond. Thank you for the gifts. Much love. Not to say that coming from over there doesn't mean you're not an Indian like a Taino or something, but it depends on what you are when you come over. Are you a Spaniard? Are you a Moor from over there? Are you an African? Are you a mixture of those two? Are you an Arab? What are you? Right? And it says here, it says, hey, um, non-family tradition pointed to a possible Caribbean or Hispanic origin for Daniel Reed. Local oral history collected in 1941 by A.D. Price said he was from Santo Domingo. Local tradition reported to Carl Kramer in 1934 said he was from Jamaica. In 1920, trial in Washington County, Alabama, one of Daniel Reed's grandsons, Reuben P. Reed, testified that Daniel Reed, who was Percy Reed's grandfather, was a Spaniard. Oops, that's not an Indian. That's a Spaniard. Okay. But also, how many times have we told you Spaniards were going around cosplaying to be Indians? So much so that even people tried to claim him as an Indian on their federal. Yeah, put him on there. He's dark enough, right? He's got to be an Indian. He's Mexican. Yeah, ain't they from down there too? Throw him on there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put him on in. He's an Indian. No, I'm sorry. No, he's a Spaniard. Okay, he's not Taino. None of that shit, nigga. Says, let's keep reading it. Let's keep reading about Mr. Reed, who is not an Indian. was a Spaniard. I never saw him, but Mr. Powell Johnson said he was a quarter Spaniard. The judge referring to the Goodman trial, which took place in the late 1880s. Asked him, thank you, Dominique. Asked him if he was a asked him if he was Spanish. He said he ought to have been. He lived in Louisiana where there was nothing else for 7 years. Okay. So yeah, it was Spanish. Okay. No document submitted by the petitioner which pertains to Daniel Reed said that he was Indian or of partial Indian ancestry. Apparently, the first time this claim was made was by the Moai Indian chief. No, the Moai petition itself. I'm sorry. None of the possible birthplaces listed on any various 19th century documents lends credence to claims of Creek and ancestry for Daniel Reed. You're a Spaniard, sir. Uh, he's a Spaniard, people. I should say he's passed. Y'all trying to claim this man that passed, and obviously not. But watch this though. Whoops. Various writers have claimed that Daniel Reed was listed as a freed Negro. Was he a real Spaniard, like they said, and not Spanish? Ooh. Makes you wonder. What kind of freed Negro who's a Spaniard who's not an Indian? How does that happen? Yeah, you know how it happens. The Moors come over here. That's what it is. From the Iberia Peninsula. In Tolman's in 1823 Digest of Alabama Laws. So he was listed as a free Negro. Again, what did I tell you? These people are claiming whoever black that joined. He's an Indian over there, right? Get him on over here. Bring Brayshawn over here. And little Quanell. They've got to be Indians. Well, many of us are, but unfortunately for you, you picked the ones that weren't. Probably because real Indians, real niggas, I should say, real niggas, we don't fuck with y'all. Yeah. You may not be able to tell the difference between a real nigga and a Spaniard nigga, but real niggas, Indians, we don't fuck with y'all. Yeah. That's why y'all get confused. You'll get a person with real African descent. He'll be fucking with you the whole time. You think you got an Indian on your squad. Nah, you don't. Okay. Let's keep going. Now I found another one, and I circled this for a reason. Oh, actually, I just read that. That's the one I just read on top of that. Yeah. Various writers. There is no authority other than tradition that Daniel Reed, the man of color, who they're trying to claim in their. Let's see if there's any Reeds listed on this tribal council. You got the bird. Dusty motherfucking Reed. You dusty bitch. You's a dusty motherfucker. Yeah. Ain't that a bitch? I didn't even notice this. I just looked this way. See, he's got a little melanation in his skin, so they figured he'd pass. Right? He's melanated with dark hair, right? Yes, sir, but he looks like a Pakistani. No, he's not Pakistani. He's surely Indian, right? Maybe Pakistani Indian nigga, but Hindustani Indian nigga, but damn sure not American Indian nigga. What the fuck you think? These people crazy. Somebody said is a Mexican. Hell yeah. And to be honest, well, yeah, let's take a look what a Mexican is. I was about to say, a Mexican is a Mexican in a sense, but I better say something else. But Yeah, there's a Reed. There's Sherry Reed Dean. Another Reed who's trying to claim a black person who still is not an Indian. I'm sorry, Miss Reed. That nigger your great grandfather was, or great mother was loving on, it wasn't one of us. I know you thought you was getting you an Indian, but we're not all coons like that. No, no, I gotta watch that word. That word can get it, get you gone. But any more reads? Not on the council. Okay, so let's keep going. Yeah, these people play games. Okay, but notice the main thing is notice they are claiming dark skinned people purposely. Okay. Let's see here. Problems with the tribal origins of made. I didn't circle anything, but some in here is important. Major families have been discussed extensively above. The petition also claims many other early ancestors who have not been found. Okay, this is a problems with this. This is what they typed in: problems with the tribal origins, at least for so far, because they keep going. The major family groups, the Reed, Weaver, Rivers, and Bird families. These are the families that they're trying to claim. The Reed, Weaver, Rivers, and Bird. Bird, who's probably going to try to claim somebody black. Reed, right? Rivers, and another one. I seen the Rivers. Rivers. If you don't get your ass out of here, you little Igor looking ass bitch. Let me shut up. And oh, there's another Rivers. He looks like an old ass YT man mixed with an Arab. If he don't take his ass back to goddamn Palestine, okay, with his old bald head receding ass. Why are they always receding? These people are not real, man. Even she receding. I thought it was male pattern baldness. Ma'am, are you a he? I know it happens all over, but damn. Even he's receding. He just got it. That's why he combed that area right here over to the front to try to cover that up. Nigga, I see. I see the receding part of that. We're playing games. See, this is what you get. This is what y'all get. The ancestors and everybody else, the spirits and everybody else is hitting you with all kinds of shit in your looks department and in your other departments too, because of how foul they knew y'all was gonna be acting. See, they don't like ugly. Okay, let's go back before I go off on tangents. But those are their main family members. And it says the major family groups, those people I just showed you, the Reed, Weaver, I didn't find a Reed Weaver, but Rivers and Bird have been discussed extensively above. The petition also claims many other early ancestors who have not been firmly documented as Choctaw or as an American Indian. But they're your council. They're in our council. We're part. Nobody gives a damn. Okay. The list of known Indian ancestors submitted by the petitioner claimed as a mixture of Choctaw Creek and Cherokee ancestors with one of the Hauma, Chickasaw, whatever, and Apache. The claim of the Hauma ancestry was based on the oral tradition only and is contradicted by documentary evidence pertaining to the supposed Huma woman. So not only did your oral tradition not get accepted, real documented proof disproved it. That means you're lying. And that means not only are you lying, but they had documentation that you're a bitch ass liar. But okay. All right. Let's go to something else. Moa. Let's see what else you talking about here. Now, this is about a different person they're trying to claim, Mr. Nesson Brew. It says he was the son of Benoit Brew and Matilda Laurent, who were married in Mobile County, Alabama, and who were both members of well-known free Creole of color families. You got to ask questions. When are these people ever going to try to claim somebody that looks like them? You know? When are they ever going to try to claim somebody that actually looks like them? Please don't sit on his lap during Santa, during Christmas time and think he's Santa when he throws on a little outfit. Just because he has the little rosy cheeks and shit, he's probably gonna touch on your little. Don't let me. Don't say. He's probably gonna touch on you. So you might want to be careful. That's what he looks like to me. The type of person that would touch on your Santa Claus lap sitting people. You know, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. But allegedly, he looks like that. Uh, let's see. A Creole family with no American Indian lineage. Just because you're Creole doesn't make you Indian. Nope. Now, some people would say, I'm Creole. I gotta be. I'm Creole. Well, what kind of Creole are you? Yeah, do you have paperwork or documents or at least proof of your family being there by a certain time before contact? Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so petitioner elsewhere specifically describes the Juzan, Chastain, and Tenier Creole of color families as Indian documentations or whatever. They are trying to claim, not really claim, or they're mentioning Juzan. Pierre Juzan was a melanated Indian who is related to Chief Warhorse of the Choctaw tribe, the real Choctaw people, black Choctaws. Juzan was a black Choctaw who helped Andrew Jackson defeat the British with some of the Choctaw warriors. Funny they're trying to claim him. And also the Chastain family. There's somebody that follows me. He may not be in here right now. Felonius is a Chastain. And I have a Chastain listed somewhere with a black face on it on an old document. I can't remember. Or maybe there was something else I found with a Chastain on it. I can't remember. But again, another person of color they're trying to claim, and other people of color they're mentioning, not people like themselves. Says the Moab petition claims that the Naz Brew was the son of Simon Brew and his Choctaw wife, Sally Williams, who was the mother of William Williams and Josephine Williams. The documentary records, however, indicate that Simon Brew was Naren's Brew's uncle, while Simon's wife Sally or Polly Williams was not his blood relative. Wow. Okay. So they tried to claim a Indian that was married into another side of their family, but not on their side that was married in and not in their blood. That would have been a person of color. But just think about the hoops they're trying to jump through. That's like me, my uncle. I know right now my uncle is married to my mom's sister. So there's no way that he's related to me by blood. His children have some of our blood running through their veins, but I'm not related to him. I'm related to his children. So if he's the Indian, he passes his blood down to the children. Just because I'm the cousin of the children doesn't mean that I'm an Indian. The games they're trying to play, okay, is all over the place, and they got caught up. I circled this many times, so That means it's many times important, right? It says conclusion. In order to meet the criteria, the petitioner must demonstrate Indian ancestry and descent from a historical tribe or the tribes which combine and function as a single entity in each case, not just for the example cited for this report. The petitioner must document that the person of this name was, in fact, of Indian descent from a particular tribe, and the Indian person of this name was identical to the ancestor claimed by the petitioner. Okay. And it says, this is what it says about it. It says, in preparing such analysis, the petitioner needs to pay particular attention to the chronology of development of its ancestral community. It is not feasible to claim that one individual is the child of another person if the alleged parent is shown by records to have been younger than the supposed child. You get what's going on? What's up, Gia? Said passe vibes, right? So do you get what they're saying there? They're saying, are you stupid enough to provide records and say that this person is the daughter of this other person when that other person who you're claiming to be the mother is younger than the daughter? How does that work? How can your mother be younger than the daughter? Because the mother has to be around to have the daughter. They didn't. You see how idiotic they are when they did their paperwork and their old traditions. They were just throwing anything at the wall to see what would stick. And you know what's even more sinister about this? They were given a federal grant of $47,000 for genealogical research. Who the hell did you pay money to that couldn't even figure out? Whoops! I accidentally put that the mother was the older or younger than the daughter. I actually, my bad. I didn't mean to claim the wrong person. $47,000 was just basically lost because you obviously didn't pay nobody to do the right work. Okay, now that's absurd. Absurd. Okay, let's go to another one now. Now this. Let's see. I can't remember. Let's look at number 24. Says Oreo, I can read that one. Chastain was the a granddaughter of Felix and Nancy Audrey, who are discussed in the narrative. I'm gonna go. Hold on, I'm looking for some. Where the hell? Oh, there we go. All right. Whoops. I'ma still be here, but your boy is gonna yeah, know what I'm saying? But okay, I'm still here. So we're gonna read this. I love this, boy. Your boy can actually still be live with y'all. You got a little animated bullshit ass thing over there. While I still smoke and get whatever. Okay, so let's read this. It's about the information anyway. Granddaughter Felix and Audrey, who are discussed in the narrative, Oroni's mm, mm, grandparents who were not married until 1849. So Oroni cannot have been part of the first generation of the removal area founding community claimed in the petitioner. So what they're saying is mm, right here, so y'all can see where I'm at. What they're saying is you put down somebody who said that they were part of the Indian removal, basically. Well, you must not know dates because Indian removal happened early around 1830. And prior to 1830, really, some of it was already happening. Some happened after 1830. But by 1849, it was definitely not happening. Okay. In most cases, from what I remember, it was pretty much done by then. So, what they're saying is if the person you're saying was born in 1849, then they would not be part of the Indian removal, which is the real basis of your first contact of why you're doing this petition. Mhm. Now, see, even me, as your lowly smoker nigga, you know what I'm saying, can pick apart this document with the BIA and realize that these people are bullshit, right? Why? So, with me saying that, the reason why I'm saying that is because remember, PBS did a whole documentary for a small, a little mini documentary. I would really just call it. I don't even call it a documentary. A little news excerpt about this particular tribe. Right? If a smoking nigga like me can sit here and smoke like a nigga and read through these pages with my nigga smoking ass and still understand it and understand that these people were absurd for even putting this fucking shit through, and that they're claiming black people all through this bitch as their core fucking families. Why the hell would I actually do a goddamn? And then they got denied on top of that. Why the hell would I do a news excerpt for these niggas in order to try to help them gain further? What's up, Jim Dropper? In order for them to try to gain even further recognition, or probably really not even recognition, because you got to think about this. Do you think PBS's do you think they thought that them doing this little documentary excerpt was gonna help them get approval through the BIA? And I'm gonna keep saying this shit. Or do you think this documentary was to recruit your black ass to their tribe so they can try again with new black faces? I'm sorry, we got the wrong black faces last time. Apparently, these white folks that was on this tribe and this other Siberian looking motherfucker, apparently they didn't really have the black credentials we thought they did. So we need some new folks. We're fighting. Where is it at? We're one. We want you to join the fight for recognition. Join us, black man. You know, and what's funny is they end up using where is it at? Where your ass at? Where your ass at? Right here. They end up using people like him, who they still think is who they think probably is a real Indian. But you go looking at his background, he could be a Moor that is a Spaniard that came over here from the Iberian or somewhere else, right? But they want to use people like him in order to get this ancestry. And the reason why I say that is they put him front and center in this motherfucker. And he's a country singing black kid in Alabama, okay, amongst a bunch of YT folks, and he's probably a mixed mulatto, to be honest with you. Who made it on American Idol and actually made it a little far on American Idol. You bet your ass they gonna put his ass out there. What'd you say? Jimmy made it? Jimmy? Oh yeah, buddy. We gonna have to somebody call PBS. Tell them we got some news for them. Tell him we got some news for him. Now, do you think PBS is putting these black faces on here to schmooze over the BIA in order to get citizen recognition? Do you think this is mattering at all to the BIA? Because you got to think PBS could have easily read these documents that I read just as well. And in fact, I haven't even read the documents fully. I just been skimming through this bitch, and just a skimming along, you can easily tell what the hell is going on. So, yeah, crazy, laughing over there. So just to skim it along, you can tell what's going on. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna use these families in order to try to get you to get into this tribe in order to claim your ass and your family. Oh yeah, he done joined. Oh, we got some real Indians now, right? So let's see here. What's this next one? Henry Eden, who was not born until 1852, is claimed to be the grandson of number 26, which is the person right below here. So he cannot have been a part of the first generation removal area found in community claimed in the petitioner. I think it's again, they're trying to claim somebody who's not in the era of that removal. Now, how hard is it to find somebody like that? Well, I can show you right now on mine. It's not too hard, and for some of y'all, it's not that hard either. Like, even if your family didn't get removed to Oklahoma, there's still plenty of records, and they actually mentioned the Guion Miller roles in here, so they actually do look at some of these other roles. But yeah, I could even not only you talking about they said they can't get past 1840s. That'd be somewhere like right there. Like that's 1827, 1836, 1883, 1880s, 1850s, 1870s. So it'd be somewhere about this generation, 1862, 1850, somewhere about this generation, which is one, two, one, two, three, well, one, two, three, four, about 5 generations back is what they're trying to claim to. And that's pretty far back. 5 generations is decently back. Might be 5 or 6, whatever, if you count me. 5 or 6 generations, but your boy can go back, and many of us can go back further. So there's 1827, 1799, 1713. I think I would qualify for your federal acknowledgement. I think I could show decent ancestry for that. Can't get past 1840, mean they African. And yeah, a lot of people, uh, a lot of people can't, to be honest. A lot of us can. We just have to look at, do our genealogy and just know where to look. We'll end up at. They want you to think you'll hit that 1870 wall, but hey, look, I ain't had no 1870 walls. That shit went through quick for me. And most people I talk to usually get past 1870. Some people I've heard didn't get past the like early 1800s, but they just need to know where to look. That's just all it is in many cases. But let's go back here. So this person wasn't part of the Indian removal, is what they're saying, and they're right because the 1850s would be like these folks and these folks' grandparents were in that possibly in the removal, if not their great grandparents, in many cases. So yeah, you're a few generations off there. Quit playing games is what they basically say. And it says James Campbell Jr. and Susie Bird were not married until 1900. They cannot be considered as first generation in the founding community. Yeah. They'll put somebody there. Yeah, we will put them down too. Nigga, didn't nobody see these niggas till 1900. Ain't that far back? No, that's not far back, nigga. Okay. That's just like a grandma, great grandma. Get your ass out of here with that. Mm-mm. The Lewis family, which has not demonstrated, which has not been documented as ancestral to the NBC, is discussed above in the body of the report in connection with the Lofton family. It should be noted that these charts address one particular list of the Mowa petition. The claims to Indian ancestry made on this list were not necessarily consistent with those made in the narrative portion of the petition, with those in the genealogical books of family group sheets which accompanied the petition. With those on the ancestry charts which accompanied the petition, or with those contained in the progenitor names lines list, MOWA, whatever. The findings on these charts, therefore, do not constitute a fully comprehensive analysis of MOWA genealogical claims. So these people, man, said 47K for that sorry ass genealogical results died by exactly, man. Not only a waste of money, likely money funneled and used for other purposes, right? They probably already had their genealogy done. They knew they wasn't no damn Indians, lying hoes. They went out there and got their money and pocketed it. Yeah, we still need to recruit. We still have extensive research we need to be done still left. Yeah. So we're trying to get this federal recognition. Can we get a grant? And somebody granted them some money, which is really outstanding to me. Outstanding to me. Let me put this down and put myself back on here. Yeah, that's really, really outstanding to me as the smoke clears. Really outstanding to me. Um, a few things are outstanding to me. One, that I was right, and that most of the families they were trying to claim were black families, so-called black, copper-colored Indian families, as their core families. Now, when I said that the last few days, I hadn't even read through that whole thing, but I realized that since they did not get recognized as and they said that only 1% was that, I just knew. I said I was joking around. I was like, "What? Who's the 1%? The little black kid, that one or two little black kids y'all got?" But then I started to say, well, what if they really need that ancestry in order to get past? What if they start looking to utilize any black membership that they can in order to pass? Then that's when it hit me. Oh, if you create a fake ass tribe, we're thinking these people are creating these fake ass tribes because they're off their fucking rocker. Off the fucking meds or something. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy. Why do you want to act and pretend to be an Indian? Are you just weird? Are you just crazy in the head? But these people come from communities which are usually impoverished, living off of government assistance, headed by some governor or mayor or whatever of their town who's looking to get funding of some type or do some type of development of some type to put money in his pocket, not necessarily the town's. And what are some of the solutions that usually probably come to him proactively, meaning he doesn't have to go look for this? The gambling industry. Yeah, you don't think that the gambling industry is out there with salesmen trying to figure out places that they can open up a new gambling location? You don't think that they've figured out a good formula on how to get Indian land or get land turned into Indian land so that way they can make it sovereign and go outside the bounds of the law and create their own gaming facility that they can market to the public? You don't think that? How about they send these people to these impoverished towns, bribing people in a sense to, bribing people in the form of donations, right? How about we donate money to your 501c3 that you have set up in your town, and that go under your new Indian tribal band. We'll call it Deep Ellum right now? The Deep Ellum Choctaws, right? And we'll give you the funds that you need to kind of spearhead this, and those funds can be utilized for programs like healthcare, because you just pay monthly for a package that you can start to offer to these people, or whatever kind of little assisted services, and we're just going to write it off as advertisement, and or whatever the cost is, donation costs on our thing. Anyway, we needed a tax write-off, so we would like for you to do that. And these people turn their Deep Ellum into the Deep Ellum Choctaw area, start putting it on all their buildings, fake it all up. Everybody, all of a sudden, the Deep Ellum School becomes the Deep Ellum Indian School. They just toss it on there. The mascot's now an Indian. And you know what it starts to do? All the little black kids in the town and all the little black families, they start wondering what's going on with the town. Why we all of a sudden the Deep Ellum Choctaws? Well, ma'am, you didn't know? We're a prominent Choctaw reservation now. Yes. Yeah. And didn't your family say you were Choctaw? Yeah. Yeah, my mama said that. What that means you need to be with us. We're family. We're Choctaws. Okay. You see, I said this yesterday, same thing. Now, when I was saying this yesterday, joking, making a little fun, I had not read through the document all the way to see that they really were claiming black families, so called, as their core families. That is diabolical, as somebody just put it up in there, as Monty would say, right? Diabolical. That is horrible. And it lets you know the real motive behind why these tribes exist. Do all of these tribes exist, these little fake ass bands, just because they're mental patients? No. It's to propagandize you. Yes, you. The one that they first made you think that you was an African. Now they need you back. We need you back. No, you're not African. No, no. You're Indian. Isn't your mother Indian? Now. Wait a minute. It looks like you might be African, and because you do have black skin, but one of your grandparents might have been Indian, right? I just want to make sure you know that we still think of you as an African, no matter how much you can prove your Indian citizenship, and we can't. You're the African. Ain't that fucked up? Because every single one of these bitch ass niggas on this motherfucker right here will look at us and call us African. Whole time they can't prove Indian citizenship directly, Indian ancestry directly to the BIA. And on top of that, the absurdity of their paperwork shows that they're lying. When you're claiming people who, my mom was the daughter of the such and such, when your mother's age is older than your daughter's age, don't get me wrong, mistakes can be made in genealogical research. Don't get me wrong, but y'all was paid to do this. $47,000 in a grant. Mistakes. Now it's okay for me to have mistakes, nigga. I just go do my genealogy whenever I get the time to click around. But for y'all to get paid $47,000 in a motherfucking grant from the DA, Department of Health and Human Services, and then you turn around and motherfucking have mistakes of that magnitude, and on top of that, You're claiming nothing but black folks, but your whole council has nobody black on it. And all the major families that y'all have names in there are in the council. Sorry, my mouth is getting dry. Give me a second. Hold up. All right, man. So one thing I can appreciate, I'm gonna watch this afterwards on YouTube and Twitter, is I can appreciate that I know that the audio is gonna be really good. My bad, I didn't even open up my chat over here to see what y'all was talking about. Y'all been over there laughing though. YouTube folks was happening. Crew out over there. DJ Z was happening. Engine Radio was happening. Third Deadly Venom was happening. Charles Johnson was happening. What's up to the folks, man? I appreciate. I do. I am really liking this streaming shit now, like the professional setup. So that's why I'm doing it. It's a little bit more to try to do it versus than sitting in front of my iPad and doing my thing. But it really does work. I'm gonna keep trying to apply for the TikTok authorization. I don't know why the fuck it won't authorize me. It ain't even giving me no reason. It just says it's been revoked and won't even give me a reason why or whatever. It's really kind of weird. I may have to contact this place directly, but I would like y'all to get the professional look. And I would try to see, there is a way. Actually, there is a way I can get it to where it's oriented for the cell phone look only, vertical instead of horizontal video. And although the horizontal video does look more professional, most people view this shit from their phones. Analytically, most people view this shit on their phones. So personally, I want to start catering to excuse me, catering more to the vertical video crowd. That's everybody. I mean, not crowd, but put my shit in that format. And I like to hold my phone like this. Don't get me wrong. When I turn it to the side, I do like the look of the horizontal look. It's real professional. But when you have a good professional vertical look, excuse me, it definitely changed the game up some. And most people hold their phone that way. But anyway, I'm just kind of ranting. But yeah, these people do not have ancestry. These people would call us Africans. They would call us pretendians. Excuse me. So on and so forth. And they got bullshit ass. When I said, look, they'll just slap their name on the motherfucking cop car. Nigga, do you know how old a motherfucking old school Crown Vic like that is? How cheap one? You can buy one of these goddamn Crown Vics like that on the goddamn Facebook Marketplace for less than $2,000. Okay, if they don't quit playing, that ain't no real police. And that's what I said. This is they town, they poor ass town, sitting up here cosplaying as Indians in order to recruit your ass. Because you gotta be, if they have zero ancestry, that means this whole time they've just been doing powwows and all this other shit for and they've been doing it for many generations. Like they had their 43rd annual. Well, I take that back. 43 ain't that long, but that's still a few generations. 43 years, you can get 3 generations in, but still, they was on their 43rd powwow event. But 43rd from today would just put your ass barely in goddamn 1960s and 70s. Man. So yeah, I mean, these ain't no ancient people, but they start doing that shit to try to get that recognition. And that goes to show how long these people are waited out. How long would you wait it out in order to become a new tribe and get tribal recognition so you can finally do your gaming. Now, first of all, remember they didn't wait. For those who didn't see it, it ain't like they waited in order to get approval to do their gaming. No, nigga, they just claimed the shit and start doing it. Right? That's what made. Let me show y'all, nigga. Let me show y'all. So that's the other thing too. You do the Indian thing, act like you're trying to be a tribe, following all the rules and everything of being a tribe, knowing damn well you're not a tribe. Knowing damn well you're not a tribe. I can't stand this shit. Hold up. I swear that sound makes me cringe. My YouTube folks couldn't. They could probably hear it through the mic. I'm gonna play it, but that's not what I wanted to play. Hold on. I didn't want to hear it. I wasn't trying to hear it a second time. My bad. That really scared me. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Oh God. Don't do it again.
We are continuing to follow new information tonight after Mobile County Sheriff's deputies seized bingo machines. The Moa Choctaw Indians say their machines were taken illegally last night in Mount.
Now, how can they take them illegally? If you were not federally recognized and you know it, but you still do it anyway, you still buy the game systems, you still run the illegal operation for gambling anyway, and then you claim still, well, I'm Indian, and that's not fair for you to be stomping all on my rights. Well, you gotta prove that. It's like today. Technically, I should stop paying taxes. Right? I'm an Indian. I really do have the paperwork to show it, and Indians technically aren't supposed to be taxed. But do you think if I go in there when they come after my ass later and be like, "You owe this," I go in there. Well, I'm not. I'm an Indian. I'm not even supposed to be on this shit. Well, you think they're gonna, or are they gonna look at you? Hopefully, hopefully I would be able to pass it, and they look at my paperwork and be like, "Well, technically you are, nigga." But you just ain't claimed it. And I'm gonna be like, is that my fault? Y'all taught me I was an African. That's gonna be my. You said I was African. That's my fault now. Yeah, it's your fault. Okay, you accepted and admitted that African shit. Damn, this niggas got me. You put on the job application you was an African American. Damn. You should have put Indian, nigga. You worked as an African. That's how they gonna get my ass. But no, okay, let's keep going.
Mount Vernon. Mobile County Sheriff's Department seized 50 electronic machines. According to authorities, the tribe is not federally recognized, which made the bingo machines illegal. Local 15's Madupe Idowu joins us from the newsroom tonight.
Yeah, On Code said the state assisted them. And that's real because when the state gives you state recognition, knowing damn well you ain't got the paperwork to back it up, and then let's just say the state gave you recognition based upon a few criteria, and they ain't really got the stringent, ability to do extensive genealogical research like the BIA does, so they may accept you first over the federal, right? Well, once the BIA denies you, why would the state still recognize you? Well, we got denied by the BIA. Well, keep fighting. We believe you. Why would you still believe them? State, if you're not corrupt. If you're corrupt, I know why you believe them. Said they bribed the state official. I bet money on all. I'm pretty sure. I'm definitely pretty sure because all you have to do is introduce legislation, apparently, in order to be accepted as a tribal member, to get state recognized. And you can easily bribe some of these little lackeys out here. A little lackey, nobody representative from some small town area who has a little bit of legislative power to make a little quick bill and toss your ass in there. You know what I'm saying? Easily it can happen. But the federal, luckily, there are requirements and shit like that. You know, you would think that the BIA is some bullshit, which they probably are. But it could be there for good reasons in some cases, because prior to the BIA coming out with this shit around 1975, I believe, um, they was letting anybody get in motherfucking tribes. You know, as long as you can get a legislation, get some legislation behind it, or an executive order or something from a governor or something, you pretty much would get granted approval to be acknowledged. Once they instituted this BIA shit in 1975, they still allowed all those other groups to stay, which I think is some bullshit. I really think they need to take the BIA's current fucking shit requirements and go through all the motherfucking tribes and make them reapply. And I wonder how many people would get knocked out of the running. Let me let this finish.
Authorities say they double-checked to confirm before raiding the center. Hamadupe?
That's right, Greg. Authorities say they checked with the DA and the Attorney General's office. Everyone agreed that the Band of Choctaw Indians are not a recognized tribe.
Now, see, now listen to that. They double checked. So why did PBS still do a documentary about these folks? You know, again, PBS has got to be full out propaganda. You should stop letting your kids watch anything from there. As well as as you stated, Julie. Yeah, yeah. Um, check your inbox later. I want to get your input on a particular petition for show boss. Start with you T. All right, yeah. So yeah, so if they can easily sit here and tell that these people were not an Indian tribe, they said we double checked and went in there and started snatching shit. Okay, if they could do that, how come PBS couldn't do it? How come any of these other editors who have made any kind of publications about them and their fight for recognition didn't check into these folks? Wasn't hard. The documents are public, and that's what they get paid to do. I don't get paid to do this. I'm not doing this for some money either. I'm not on here every day trying to sit here and talk to y'all so I can eventually get paid. You've seen my Benzes. Okay. Your boy's doing all right in life. I live downtown in Dallas and I got a couple of Benzes. I'm all right. I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing this to inform my people. I really care. And that's one of your more dangerous people. Somebody who don't need your shit. Somebody who's really good at what they do and can't be bribed. And a lot of us on TikTok, period, a lot of y'all, a lot of my peers on TikTok, they are the same way. They can't be bribed. Even if whether they're up or down, can't be bribed. They have integrity. A lot of us have real ethical morals, ethics and morals and integrity with this shit. And when we see shit like this and y'all lying to us, if goddamn the sheriff's office can go in there and snatch up machines at will, what the hell are you doing making a little documentary saying that we need to join the fight for recognition for these folks? Now I'm looking at it as sinister because you got to think about it. The largest watchers of PBS Kids are blacks. Well, I don't know. Let me not say that. I don't know if they're the largest because there's a lot of white tea folks here. But I will say this: we are targeted. And how do I know we're targeted? By like their Sesame Streets and shit. They've been using black actors, so-called black actors, and musicians in Sesame Street forever. Have you not noticed? Whose attention you think they're trying to get? The white folks? The white kids? They would have put goddamn Travis Randy Travis or one of them goddamn people I don't know their name, them little country singers who stole our genre long ago. Um, PBS has been doing this shit. So think about it. They target you with cartoons and kids and get you in there educationally and shit. Did they feed you propaganda when you get older? You gotta trust them. They PBS. You trusted them as kids. They taught you the ABCs. Of course. Of course they're gonna teach you the rest of things in life, right? That's correct. Till you find out that PBS is owned by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. How do I know that? Because is that PBS or is that NPR? Hold on, is that? Hold on, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, one of them motherfuckers. Is PBS owned by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation? No, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation does not own PBS. PBS is a nonprofit organized viewers, corporation, and foundations, but the Gates Foundation is a significant funder of it. No, yeah, they don't own it. My bad. They fund it heavily because I be hearing their names on there all the time. I used to hear their names a lot, and that's because they fund, they donate. PBS, yeah. So you got to think about it. Said before the puppets, it was an all black cast. Sesame Street was created by us, and they done flipped it. They done flipped it. They funded and pushed their narrative. Yep. It's no and look, man, it's just like them funding the news and all these other things, and they make propaganda look really good. What does they say? Gates Foundation awards $3.5 million to PBS NewsHour. Ah, you thought them documentaries were telling you the truth. I did too. I'm pissed off. I used to watch Frontline documentaries a lot. Okay, now some of them were pretty good and pretty truthful. Like some of them that talked about poverty in America. Those are some good ones. But there's still propaganda even inside of those. Now, everything isn't going to be a lie and just a blatant lie. Otherwise, you wouldn't watch. Like I say, like I've always told people, the evening news is going to tell you the truth about the weather. They're going to tell you the truth about a robbery that had happened on 25th Street. They're going to tell you the truth about many different aspects in your community. It doesn't mean they ain't lying about certain things when they say the certain lies. Oh yes, and such and such and such and such happened in Venezuela. Oh, you're gonna believe it. You don't know if that's true or not, right? They just told you the weather. Believe it. Yeah, something happened in Venezuela. I believe you. You know, and this is what I'm getting at. These all of this stuff is heavily, but let me get back heavily propaganda. Let me get back to this. Pretty much we know this one. This was pretty much the end of this. Um, which is these people. Let me switch this back. Yeah, I really like this. I'm really getting used to this now. These people, and I do like my name at the top right hand corner, but they can suck a fat one if they think I'm gonna pay $20 a month just to do that. Anyways, um, uh, I'll be tripping. Um, fuck was I about to say? What the hell was I about to say? Oh yeah, yeah. So you think that these people are even if you don't think these people are doing this petition and stuff for gambling, you can tell for sure that they're doing it because they are gambling. and they're doing it illegally. Okay, so these people not only you got to think about it. The gaming industry tells you to basically, if you could turn this whole town to act like y'all some Indians, we'll just sell you the machine. Shit, goddamn it, and you could take the risk and run that bitch, and people will do it. And how long did they get away with it? How long were they running those gambling machines before they got caught? How much money did they make? Obviously, not enough to change the whole damn town because most of the town is still in poverty, but it put money in somebody's pockets. Probably the Bird, Rivers, Weaver, and the whatever family that's listed here that are not Indians in the petition that they put out here. So, yeah, man, I'm glad y'all let me come back again for the day. Uh, Appreciate y'all being here. I hope y'all enjoyed the audio quality, except for TikTok fam. Y'all won't be able to hear this audio quality, but if you want to hear it, you're more than welcome to go see the playback. For those who missed most of this, you can see the playback on YouTube or Twitter, and I don't have to upload them. I can be lazy after I get off here and just shut everything down and know that everybody can get a piece of your boy on whatever platform you would like. I should be clipping these down to clips because, of course, everybody doesn't watch the 2 to 3 hour videos. So I do appreciate y'all that stick around who really love the game. Not that they don't love it. I just understand attention spans are different. So I need to make clips and listen to these too. But I got a lot of like different topics I gotta, start keep researching about and whatever. So it'd be kind of hard to do that. And then I try to use some of these auto AI programs, but when you do these long form videos like these live streams, it's hard for it to really clip up good clips like that because it doesn't even it's trying to evaluate this whole video, find sections of different topics, and then trying to whittle those topics down to clips, and usually it just ends up making a whole video just basically clipping out a whole section instead of actually doing some dynamic shit like some of them would do. So that's why I hadn't really been doing a lot of the clips, and then I have to go. So I would have to personally rewatch all these hours, which is not that so I like watching my videos, but like all my 10-minute videos, I watch every single one of those right after I do them. I love them. That's why I got to keep doing those, and I get a lot of impact with those 10-minute videos. Like it's like I came back for this year for the 2026 with a little vengeance because for a minute, I think it was like maybe 3 4 weeks, I was like I barely put out videos. I was really studying a lot on certain topics. I was reading a lot of the Chickasaw agency letters. My mouth is still dry. Smoking. I was reading a lot of the Chickasaw agency letters, and then I started reading a lot about the Fred Dred Scott case, and that was a whole lot of documents and shit in between those. So really, I just really didn't have. I just didn't have any major topic to talk about until I got fully through those. And then once I'm still not even fully done to be honest, but um, I was just like, man, let me get some 10-minute videos out here. I've been doing live streams, and people love the live streams. But when I put these videos out, man, some of these motherfuckers start shooting up. Like I think one I put out 2 days ago, that thing on Twitter, it's got like almost 40,000 views. Typically those are impressions, but a ton of shares, like 200 some odd shares. Um, and there was a few other ones that got thousands of impressions or views within a day or two, and then my YouTube is starting to do a little push. Appreciate my YouTube fam and my Twitter fam and my TikTok fam. Um, you said you can hear the dryness. I bet you can hear it in the voice. That's why I had to go get something to drink. And I'm also like, that's why I'm like, let me get off here, man. I'm obviously supposed to be asleep and drinking some more water. But and it's probably even worse than this mic. This mic is probably picking up every little pop and click and smack in my damn voice right now. Uh but yeah, I started coming back with some other videos. 10-minute videos. He said no blender cup. I know, right? I need to bring it over right now, man. Uh, and I started doing some videos here recently, yeah, and they really started moving, man. And out of those, I gotten a bunch of followers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta really stay on my 10-minute videos because at one point I was doing quite a bit of these live streams, and then after that, it's like, do you want to do a bunch of 10-minute videos after you just explained everything on the live streams for 3-4 hours? But yeah, I got to, you know what I mean? Because not all of those people are gonna see it. It's not gonna be go around as much. So I'm back on it. Your boy's back on it. There's that Miller Rose they were talking about. I just noticed that, but yeah, your boy's back on it. So I appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to get off of here. Hopefully, y'all have a good night's sleep. Um, and I'll come back with some more shit when I find it.